perfect. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. We are going to be doing intro to futures today. And I'm doing this for my team here at Cheat Code, for those who do stocks and options, Forex, some crypto folks. And they just want to say, what's going on the future side? These guys are over here doing well, making a little money. So we gonna show them exactly, give them the absolute basics. Nothing too extravagant, but just introduction. So introduction, say hello. So I want to know for my people in the back of the class. Yes, who is new to futures? Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, Chris just started doing demo futures this week. That's what's up. All right, Larry Lynette, perfectly new. All right. Yeah, hey, gotta spread the love. Radio host, yeah, I've been here. I've heard that plenty of times. Oh yeah, so we got quite a few new people. All right, this is going to be exciting. Listen, I'm all into the interaction. So when I ask who has questions, please, you stop me and ask your questions because I'm here for you guys. I want y'all to learn it or at least get introduced to it. If you like it, then you can come onto the floor and we can really help you get to some of this money because there's a lot that's out here for us. All right, let's get this party started. All right, fantastic. I'm gonna move the chat over. Okay, so futures. What is it? What are we doing it? How do we make some money with it? Right? That's basically all you guys really want to know because y'all want to get to the bag. I get it. I'm actually how I look. I'm not gonna put my face on it. This one. Oh, I can. Hey everybody, what's going on? What's going on? So you're gonna see my side view because I'm looking at the screen over here for you guys. But I could change this up a little bit. All right. And the house on in the t-shirt. Okay, so the futures market, right? So just like stocks and options, the futures have millions and millions and millions of people who are trading what's called commodities, right? So you might have heard of like that movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, where they were trading orange juice and beans and wheat and stuff like that, oil and gold. Well, that's kind of like what we do over here. All right, but we keep it very simple. I know you guys know about the S&P 500, SPY, and the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. Well, the futures have their own aspect to that, which is actually the same charts, which is really cool because now you can use the stuff that you see on futures with your options. So it kind of goes hand in hand, right? I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, the ugly of the futures and how it relates to the stocks and options. And you're going to see how similar it is. And it's an easy either addition or transition to what you're already doing, right? So what we here at Cheat Code, a lot of us, we focus more on the indices, the indexes, which is how you say the SPY and the QQQ, as well as oil and gold. And we trade it the same way. It goes up, we're looking to buy. It goes down, we're looking to sell. Those are all the same aspects. It's just some new terminology that you're going to learn and how it flows. All right. So let's get started with the basics. So SPY, right? So I got SPY on the left side. And what we on the right side, I have what's called ES, right? ES is the same exact thing as SPY, but it's ES is for futures. Okay. So to get to the ES, I'm on TradingView. So we type in ES, right? And it shows you E-mini S&P futures. You guys can see my screen, right? I want to make sure you guys can see my screen.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, perfect. So ES is the same exact thing as SPY, right? Actually, it's the same chart. I'm going to show you guys how in a second. So when you type in ES here, it says E-mini S&P futures, and you see this arrow here, that's the drop down. We're going to click on the drop down. Now, just if you do options, you guys know how we have different option contracts that we can select. We can do 0 DTE, we can do a week out, a month out, 6 months out, a year out. Well, the way that futures works is something very similar. So when we're trying to select the appropriate contract that we want to play, they actually work. There's two different ones. We have the ES1 and the ES2. Those are what's called continuous contracts. So you can just play those throughout the whole year and and be just fine. Now they also have the month contracts, right? Now with futures, you have to make sure you're trading the right one. Now, when I say that, these go every 3 months, and you don't have to hold it for 3 months. You want to make sure you're on the right contract, which is actually going to be the chart. So you'll see what I mean. So right now we are in ESM 2024. This one is good until June. So we can play this chart up until about maybe the second week of June. Okay, so I'm going to select that one. All this ESU will be when June is up and we're going to the next contract. What's going to happen is people are going to fall off of this chart, this contract, this June contract, and start working their way onto ESU, which is the September contract. So every 3 months, we're going to be changing up. And it'll show you, it'll tell you, hey, this one's not working anymore. So you want to get on the new chart, right? So ESM is what we're on right now. So I'll click on that and you'll see it on the right-hand side. So this here, we'll be able to play until June, okay? Now, like I said, ES is the exact same thing pretty much as SPY, right? So when I'm gonna click on SPY, it's as if you were putting SPY in on, let's say, the extended trading. Throughout the week, today is Saturday, so of course there's no trading today. I just wanna pull this up a little bit here. So throughout the day, well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What's this here? At 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. I want to make sure I put it on both of them on the right 10-minute chart. Okay. So if you look on the left, I'm gonna take off. I got the cheat code on because we're a bunch of cheaters. If you're not cheating, you're not eating, right? But we're gonna take it off for right now. Try to give it some basics. Take off all my EMAs as well. Okay. So we pretty much have the same exact chart here. So as you can see here, everything looks pretty much the same. So just like you're playing SPY, you'll be playing the ES, right? And the fun part about, I'm going to get into the time frames and everything else. I just want to give you guys the beginning right here. So you're pretty much playing the same chart as if you were playing SPY. And what we're going to go do now, so everybody understands that ES is SPY. I break this down. So I'm talking to like a fifth grader. All right. And tell you the truth, some fifth graders are smarter than me, but I'm trying to break it down to simplistic for you guys as possible. So if we're playing SPY, we're playing ES in the futures. Now, when we're going to go to QQQ, that is our Qs, that's our NASDAQ, our Apples and Nvidia that everybody loves to play so much right now. So when we want to go play QQQ on futures, we go to NQ, right? So NQ is the symbol for the futures that would correspond with the QQQ in options and regular stocks. So same concept as far as NQ, we want to play the right one, right? So NQM is the one that we're playing right now that's good until June. Let me click on that. All right, good. And same thing. We have pretty much the same exact chart. So like I said, that transition will be real easy. We're playing the same chart. Fantastic. Okay, you guys got that?
Yes.
Okay. Which one is YM again? I can't remember, but I'm sure there is. I'm looking in the chat a little bit for Tawana. I see you, Tawana. All right, so cool. So all right, so oil, I know gold, gold future, like gold is GLD in our options. Yeah, the gold trust, the Spider Gold Trust. And what we do for gold is GC. Now, GC is a little different. Gold and oil is going to be a little different than the ES and NQ, which you guys just learned, right? Gold is GC for gold futures, and they actually go month to month. So right now, we're probably playing March. Most people are probably more than likely going right into April right now. So you see, you have GCH for March, you have GCJ for April. Excuse me. So the volume is probably going over to the April contract right now. So these go month to month, and that you just have to be aware of. And same thing, if you was playing gold on options, same chart as the gold on futures.
Hey,
And then we
Steve.
have one more. Anybody have a question?
Yes, I have a quick question.
Yes.
With the contracts, which one do you chart the main ES or do you chart your contract, or does it matter?
It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. It matters when the contract is up because they kind of flow a little different until that ES1 gets accustomed to the new contract. So when that contract is up and we're going into the new contract, I usually do the contract itself.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. No problem. Did anybody get confused with that? I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Is there is there a reason why you do that? Like, what's the difference between just trading off the main ES or NQ chart?
The continuation chart has to get caught up with the volume that's going on that new contract. So the numbers end up a little bit skewed as far as the price itself. Now you can still trade both of them. It's just if you was trying to look at one and then look at the other, you'd be like, well, why the price is 18,105 over here, and then this one is 18,300 over here. Eventually, they're going to come to be the exact same in a couple of days. It's just that transition of them going from the old contract from the last 3 months to these new contract for the new 3 months can be a little skewed, but it's a preference thing. But I've done both of them within that transaction and didn't have any problems. But when we're talking to each other, we saw that I'm trading ES1, the continuous contract, while I'm trading the new contract, the ESM, and the numbers are different. I'm like, it's okay as long as we're making money. As long as on your chart, the chart is still the same. It's just the numbers are different until everything coincides, and that takes a couple of days for that to happen. That makes sense.
Yeah, so for somebody that's new, like what would you recommend? Just
I would say go with the new chart. I would say
okay.
go with the new chart that's coming up because I want you guys to get acclimated to every 3 months we have a new chart to trade off of. That's what I would recommend. Some people that all they do is trade the continuous chart, which is fine as well. That's fine, but I don't know if there's any big difference. And if there is, I would definitely want somebody to tell me. But it didn't give me any problems the last couple of times I've done it.
All right, thank you.
No problem. All right. So gold is every month, and so is oil. So gold is GC, right? Everybody got that? And know about the drop down menu for the right month. And then we have CL, and we have a little joke we call her Clarice. Don't ask me why, but that's the name that we gave her. Call her Clarice. She real smooth though. I don't trade her all the time, but we have some people in our community that trade oil every day. So same thing, CL1 is a continuous contract, and it also gives you more history. That's a big deal for when you're charting. Some people like to chart it like that. Because I day trade it all the time, I don't necessarily need that much information, but this can go back longer if you want to look at it for the last, say, 4 or 5 months, then hold on one second, y'all. Okay, sweetie. All right. So CL, the continuous contracts give you more data. So let's compare that. Let's take a look at that compared to the CL that we have for this month coming. Let's just do that. And that's for all of them. That's for your charting purposes. CLK is due in May. I want to squeeze this in. Let's go on like maybe an hourly or a daily chart and see how much we get for the May and the continuous contracts. Let's do a 4 hour. Okay. So this one went back. So this is the one from May, and this went all the way back to March, January. I can't even see some of this here. So let's say we get a good amount from this September 23rd last year, October. So it still gives you a good amount of thing here. The continuous one goes further back, if I'm correct. Yeah, this is going back into July of last year, February of last year. Gives you a whole lot more data if you wanted to pinpoint, some certain levels and stuff. But I think the contracts for the upcoming month gives you enough data for you to day trade, more than enough. So that is crude oil. That's CL. That's which month we're doing right now. CL. We're doing May. So you see May, June, July, August, and then they have the different letters to correspond. CLK for May, CLM for the June contracts. So if you do want to trade oil or gold, that's how that works. All right. Those are monthly contracts. No, I like to say monthly charts because we're going to go into contracts, a different kind of contracts, like how we do for options as well. So I don't want you guys to get confused with that. But if you do, let me know. Let me know so I can stop. All right, next up. So everybody's good with that. ES is SPY, NQ is QQQs, and CL is oil. Gold is GC. Everybody good? Okay, fantastic. Now they have more orange juice, wheat, and stuff. I don't get into that stuff. So I'm just going to tell y'all what I know and what we do here on a lot of times on the futures floor, what we do. But you can go deeper. But right here, these have enough volume for you to make some nice money. Some nice money. Okay. Next step is, well, okay, how do we play it? And how much is each one? How does it move? Okay, so we're gonna go get into that now. Let me get my little I got my little paper here. Make sure I'm on all right. Cool. I did it every month, every 3 months. Okay, let's go into what we call the ticks. Let's go into ticks. So I'm gonna start with ES and NQ. I play NQ more than anything else, but I'm going to go over each and every one of them with you guys so you know how they move. Okay, so let's go to the ESM, which is the June contracts. I'm going to go to one screen. And the fun part is we can paper trade. So you can learn this stuff and paper trade right here on TradingView and get your practice on, right? So, and that's down here, right? So you say you want to paper trade right here. You'll be able to log in and get started. And then you hit the trade button, which is right next to it, to pull up your order screen. But we're going to get to that in a second. Okay. All right. So the way that ES and NQ, which is SPY and QQQ, the way they move is by 0.25, right? So every movement moves within a quarter. Okay. So every little instance that it moves, 0.25. Each one of those 0.25s or each one of those quarters is called a tick. Okay. And for every tick that ES, we're going to go through ES, we're going to go through one at a time. Every tick, every quarter move that this thing moves is $12.50. Is worth $12.50. Okay. So I don't got my computer right in front of me because I'm not going to be sitting here trying to do no math. We're going to pull up the calculator, right? And so I'm going to show y'all on my handy dandy calculator. I know they say handy dandy notebook. We're going to do handy dandy calculator. All right. So we're gonna put this into real life. This was the last 4 hours. Yeah, this is 4 hours on March 20th. Okay. So we're gonna measure out the amount of ticks that this thing moved, this big green candle, for this 4-hour period. This, and at the top right of that blue box that I just drew shows you how many ticks. So that's 246 ticks that this one bar moved right here. Okay. So how much I said? 200. I lost it already. 246. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what we're going to use. 246 ticks times, how much did I say each tick was worth? This is a pop quiz. See who listening.
12.50.
12.50.
All right, $12.50. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so $12.50. Okay, so for that 4 hours, if you was in it from the bottom, I'm not gonna say we gonna catch the bottoms and tops, but let's just say we did. That was $3,075 in one 4-hour period. Okay, so as you can see, you can make some money. And I'm gonna show it to y'all on a 2-minute chart, on a 3-minute chart, all that 5-minute chart, and you can make some nice change in here. All right. So that's how it works. But this thing works in ticks. So every quarter it moves, it's $12.50. Okay. We're gonna go into NQ now. Any questions so far? And that's just one contract. I'm gonna get into that's just one contract. So, all right, I might as well break it down for y'all like that. So, just like options, you can buy one contract, 10 contracts, 5 contracts, and it's gonna cost you some change to buy them, right? The fun part over here in futures is that it kind of starts from zero, right? So you have an account, and we're gonna go over personal accounts and funded accounts, but you have an account and it's either you win ticks or you lose ticks, and then they take it out of your account. So it's not like you do have commissions, right? You still have the dollar or whatever to do the trade, but there's no price up front to say, hey, I'm gonna buy this contract for $5 a contract or $4 a contract. It's, hey, I got a $5,000 account. It went up 5 ticks, so I made $12.50 times 5, and as it gets added to my account, or I lose 5 ticks, and that's times 12.50, and that gets subtracted from my 5,000. That's how that works. Now you can do 1 contract, 2 contracts, 5 contracts, 10 contracts, and it'll move accordingly, just like that. That makes sense? But yes, that move I was just talking about was 1 contract. All right. Sound like everybody on the same page. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. NQ. Let's do some NQ. Okay, NQM. All right. So NQ, they go by $5 per tick. Same measurement every quarter, every 0.25. That's how it moves. So you see on the side here, right? We got let's just pick a round number, 18,400. When it moves 1 tick, that's going to go to 18,400.25. That is equivalent to $5. So that quarter tick is a $5 move. All right, that's a $5. It's $5 for 1 tick. So let's measure out. Same 4-hour candle. And this one went for 1,084 ticks. So NQ moves pretty fast and collects ticks really, really fast. So you don't need a lot of ticks to make some decent money. So let's go grab our handy dandy calculator. Where's my calculator?
5,420.
Lord have. See, look, she already did the math for me. Woo! Wait, so, oh, Lord have. She said 5,000 what? How many ticks I said?
$5,420.
That, yeah. Yeah. $5,420 for 1 4 hours. So you caught that 4 hour candle, $5,400 for one contract. Yeah, that's some bread. That's some bread. Yeah, that's some good money. So I have a question in the chat. Realistically, for Quentin, that's just one contract. How much dollars do you need to start a futures account using your own money? Now, I've heard that you shouldn't go in with less than, like, say, $5,000, $10,000 to get started. But I don't use my own money for it. I go into the funded account, and we're going to definitely go into that. But you can. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I was actually staying away from futures, because of using my own money. But we're going to go deeper into that, because I'm gonna scare you guys a little bit, which is going to be fun for me, but not for y'all. But I'm going to give you the light to it as well. All right. So that one moved, like I said, $5,400. That's nice. But I'm recording. I love my kids. All right. Trying to mess me up. Okay, so we're gonna go over. All right, anybody got questions on NQ? So they move, every tick is $5. Y'all with me? Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So we're gonna go over to oil and gold. All right. So oil and gold are a little different than NQ and ES, but not by much. It's just something to learn. That's what we hear. We learning. So this is oil. CL. I got the CLK. They actually move by 1 cent. Right. And I want to show you how you can see it too. If you ever forget, when you hit the trade button, right? And let's say, like, stop loss, where is it? Okay. It usually tell you down here. Let's say we're gonna buy something, buy stop. It usually tells you down here how much is each tick worth. That's fine. I'll tell y'all. It used to be down here. Or is it the order info? There we go. Okay, there we go. The order info down at the bottom here. When you hit trade, order info down here. So 1 unit, right? That's the 1 unit is the one contract. I'm gonna go over all of this as well for you guys, but it shows you down here that 1 tick is $10. So 1 tick over here is also equivalent to 1 cent. So the way this moves by cents. So it's 80.82 right now. At 80.83, it's moved 1 tick. That 1 tick is worth $10. So this is $10 per tick for each cent. Imagine that. You make money for every penny you got $10. That's what I'm talking about. So oil doesn't move as rapidly as NQ, but that's how it moves. But it moves pretty smooth. All right. So same thing for gold, GC. So gold, we're gonna go to the March. Let's go to the April contract. We're at the end of March. So let's go to April. So same thing for gold. Every 1 cent is a tick. Each tick is worth $10. That makes sense to everybody?
Yes. So CL and
Yes.
gold, 1 tick, $10.
Yep. 1 tick is $10, and it moves by pennies. So every 1 cent is a tick, and that tick is worth $10.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
no problem. So let's go like on a 10-minute chart, because we do a lot of day trading with these.
Real quick, how do you figure out like the price to enter the trade? Is it based off the tick value?
So what I said, as far as you start from zero. So let's say you have 5,000 in your account, you're gonna have commissions and stuff and fees. Those fees are like $1 or something and change to get into the trade, but you don't actually pay for the trade, if you understand what I'm saying. It starts with whatever you have in your account. So you kind of start from zero, and either you make money or you lose money out of that account.
Got you. Okay. And for somebody that's new, like, what's the amount that you recommend to start with?
So like I was told if you're doing your own account, you don't want to start with less than maybe like $5,000 if you're doing minis, and we're gonna go over minis and micros in a second. But less than five, you want to have at least 5,000, 10,000. The more the better. All right. Cool. Perfect.
Please, just,
Yeah.
just to reiterate, if you're new, start with paper trading
Please.
on trading
Please.
because futures is a completely different animal than playing options.
It is.
A monster.
It is a monster. It is. I'll tell you,
It
they
pays
look, they
out
already
well
starting to
though,
scare you.
but
They're gonna already
yeah,
start
no,
to
it's
scare you.
nice you don't have to deal with the theta and the Greeks and all that like you have to with options, but it's still it's a lot that you're putting up on these trades.
Yeah. There's a lot you can lose too if you don't do this right. And that's why we're here. So I'm showing you guys how to do it halfway right. Okay, so y'all don't lose your shirt. So we got through the what each one is, ES and Q, GC for gold, CL for oil. And these are the basic ones that give you a lot of volume so that you can make some decent change. We went over the tick values on how much each one moves and how much each tick is worth. Okay. And is it similar to Forex? I guess in the sense, I don't do Forex, but I know they have pips and lot sizes and stuff like that. So in that case, but we don't have to figure out the lot size and such. But yeah, it's similar. Moves the same. All charts pretty much move the same. We did the contracts on how they move every 3 months or every month, depending on which one you're doing. And
Steve, you have a question in the chat.
what's the question? What's the question? Also, prop firms. How did I get the details at the bottom? Okay, that one, Gigi?
Yeah, that I just noticed somebody put that
Okay,
in
I
the
got you,
chat.
iPad. So the details in the bottom, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on the chart by itself. So when we go to trade, right? We go to trade right here and click on trade. There's this thing called order info. So it was actually down, so I didn't see it. So where it says order info down here, you can drag that up and it gives you the tick value for each tick. It's $10 per unit. So let's change that unit to, like, say we want to do 2 contracts, right? Now it's saying the tick value is $20 per tick. So for every cent that this thing move on gold, that's $20 because we have 2 contracts now. If we had 4, every tick is worth $40. So, okay. So now you can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money real quick when it comes to futures. Okay. So this E-mini, I'm not going to be funny, but I'm going to be funny. It's for the big boys because you can lose your shirt real quick and you can make a lot of money real quick. But when people are getting started and wanting to see how it flow and put their hands on it and starting to push some buttons, we recommend, right? I personally recommend, my own thought process is to start with what's called the micros. So the micros are actually the same thing as minis, but they're worth 1/10 of the minis, right? So what we do to get to micros is we put an M in front of our asset. So like right now we're on gold. So what we're going to do is these are the minis, right? Even though it says minis, there's minis and then there's micros. The minis are the big boys where they're $5 per tick, $10 per tick. So watch what's going to happen when we go down to micros. I'm going to put an M. We're going to put GC. So you see how it says micro gold futures? And the same thing, we're going to do the same chart system, right? We're going to go over to April, right? MGCJ. And the difference you're going to be, we're going to go to trade. And instead of $10 per tick, it's now valued at $1 per tick. So a lot of people like to do micros and do more contracts, right? That's one of the things I like to do, right? I don't have to do, so for every 10 contracts will be like one mini. So now you can do like maybe 5 contracts, 4 contracts. You're still going to make money, but it's going to be at less of a value because it's a 10th, right? So this tick value for every tick is now $1, right? So if you lose a couple of ticks, it won't hurt you so bad as it does in minis, especially when you're wrong on your trade, right? Because you're going to be wrong. This game is about probabilities, so you're going to be wrong a lot of the time. All right.
So
let
Steve,
yes.
so the first one you showed us with the ES that's worth $12.50, that's macros,
That was minis.
minis.
So
Okay.
it's minis
Okay.
and then micros. They should have did macro and micro, but that's what they did. They say they got it as
Okay.
minis. The minis are the big
Okay.
boys. The micros are the smaller ones that's decent. So let's go. I'm glad you said that. Let's go to ES and let's see, because now the ES, let's go to MES. M for micros, ES, and we do the drop down menu there. And we're going to go to the proper contract, which is June, which is MES M 2024. And we've changed that. And you're going to see the tick value for one contract is $1.25 per tick.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for the question. I love it. I love it. So this will work with a lot of people a whole lot better, because when you guys see this in action, it's going to blow your mind how fast it moves, especially during New York times. And we're going to go over the times as well. So the micros are a fantastic asset for those who are really, really just getting started, because you'll be able to last a little longer in this game. All right. So anybody got any questions about the micros? And NQ is going to be 50 cents. NQ is $5 per tick. So the MNQ, micros NQ, is going to be 50 cents. Let's go to the right contract. And that's 50 cents per tick per contract. So you can do multiple contracts if you like, and based on how you want to trade and your stop losses and how much you're willing to lose, the micros might be a better fit for you. All right. So we have options over here in futures. We have options. I'm just put on options. So everybody is good with the micros and the minis. So it's minis for the big boys, micros are a 1/10 of that. Everybody looks good. Everybody's good. Any questions before I move forward? All right. All right. You guys are on point today. All right. So let's go over some of I got a whole lot more to go over, but let's go over one of the good things about doing futures. So if you have less on options, if you have less than $25,000 in your account, you are subject to the PDT rule, which is the pattern day trade rule, which means you can only trade up to 3 times within a 5-day business period, right? Now, when it comes to futures, there is no PDT rule. So you want to trade 1,000 times for the day, you can. You want to trade 30 times, 5 times, you can do what you want, and there's no penalty behind that. So that's one thing that's good about futures. Another thing that's good about futures is the fact of the time spans that you can trade. With stocks and options, you have from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, and that's it. You got to wait till the next day, and there's nothing else you can do. Excuse me. I'm going to go to my NQ, because my NQ, we can do micros. That's fine. This out. Okay. So with NQ, as you can see, this doesn't have pretty much any stops. So we can actually trade. The way that the futures works is you're able to trade 23.5. So you can start trading from Sunday at 6 p.m., right? And trade anytime you want throughout the night. So let's just see, this is Thursday. This is Thursday, and you can trade anytime through the night until 5 p.m. Monday afternoon. So from Sunday night to Monday afternoon at 5, it closes for 1 hour, reopens at 6 p.m. Monday night, and that goes all the way till Tuesday, 5 p.m., closes for 1 hour, opens back up from 6 p.m. to Wednesday, 5 p.m., and so on until Friday at 5 p.m. At Friday at 5 p.m., you take a weekend break and you're off back until Sunday, right? So you get your weekends to go hang out. You know, you done made your money all week. And come Friday, 5 p.m., you say, all right, cool, we're done. Let's go have some fun. And then Sunday, we come back at 6 p.m. if you like. Now, there's differences in these sessions, and I have to write down. I have to go Google it. I forget the session times, right? So it opens back up at 6. So let's take one of these days here, and let's do Thursday. So on my chart, Thursday, 4. Okay, here we go. Right here, 4 p.m. It opened right back up here. Let's throw a line right there. It closed at 5 p.m. for 3:55. Okay, there we go. All right, so it closed right here. This is a 10-minute chart on NQ or micro NQ. It closed right here at 5. But then right next to it, opens up at 6. Boom. And then we have this is from 6 p.m. I guess from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. is the Asian session. So this is when Tokyo, Japan, all the Asian, this is their trading period, right? And you get to have fun with that as well. Now, I want to tell you right now, it moves a whole lot slower during the Asian session. Some people like that. What happens for that 1 hour with your trade? Now, I'm glad, great question. So if you're in your own account, you have to pay extra to hold it, if I'm correct, because I don't use it. I'm already gone before 5 o'clock hits. Now, if you're doing what you're going to go into the funded accounts, they actually close your trade for you. They're not letting anything go over, right? For any gaps or anything. Right. There's overnight fees for holding that hour. So let's not do that. Unless you want to. You're okay with the fees and such in your own account, and you want to keep it going, keep the party going, then have a blast. But I don't. No problem, Quinn. No problem. So things are slower during the Asian session, and they tend to pick up around I'm going to put another color on here, around the London session, which starts at 2 a.m., right? The party really gets kicking about 3, but at 2 a.m., which is here, right? We're going to put that to gold. This starts the London session, and that goes, according to what I found on Google, 11 a.m., right? And this is all Eastern Standard Time. So these gold ones, so they overlap, right? And then New York starts at 8, right? New York starts at 8 a.m. So that's right in here. We'll change the color. We'll change the color on that. What color you guys want? Let's do that blue color. That's fine. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? So up until the end of the day, right? So we have that overlap. Asian, gold to gold is London. And then where that blue starts at 8 o'clock is New York. But you can trade anytime you want. So if you have a full-time job, you can come home, trade the Asian session. If you work till 1 o'clock in the morning and then you're going to come home and trade, you can do some of the London and get into some of New York. So there's more flexibility when it comes to futures on when and how to trade. That's another reason that we like that there. So that's with that there. Any questions on the sessions? We good? We all right. Okay, y'all learning a little something today? Y'all learned it? Okay. Everybody cool. All right. I like that. And another good thing about futures, like Talithia said, we don't have any Greeks. We don't have the theta, the vega, the delta, all of that to worry about. Which contract should we buy? How much spread, and this. We don't have to worry about any of that. We think it's going up. We want to get a level that we see, maybe off a support or if a candle breakout, we want to buy it, and we think it's going to this level, but it wants to act all funny all in between. It doesn't matter. When it gets to that level, that's how much money you're going to make. That's how many ticks it's going to be. You don't have to worry about that, you know. So the data aspect of it is definitely a okay. We ain't got to worry about it. Consolidate. It can consolidate all week if it wants to. Not all week, but you know what I mean. It can consolidate all day until it gets to my level and breaks, and it won't lose. I won't lose anything with the consolidation. So that is a good thing about the futures as well. We just might be a little frustrated that it's taking so long to get where we want it to go. But other than that, we're good. So far, so good, y'all?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, all right, all right. So my new folks, y'all starting to like futures a little bit? Y'all think it's okay so far? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. About contracts just like options. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go through the good. So that's a lot of the good on on futures. We're gonna go into some of the bad. You guys ready for the bad? Because we can't give you all good and think it's everything gonna be peaches and cream and ain't no bad stuff to futures. Now, the one really bad thing about futures that actually had me thinking about not doing it at all is our mentor, who was a futures master, told us that you can lose your shirt when it comes to futures. Meaning, let's say, in options, you put a trade on for $200 for this contract, and if it goes to zero, it doesn't hit your level, you don't make any money, all you could lose is that $200, correct? Okay. Well, what happens in futures is, like I said, you start at zero, you have, let's say, a $5,000 account, and you didn't listen to me and start with micros or anything like that, or you don't use stop losses, you just want to see the trade and do whatever. Well, what can happen is you can lose that $5,000, but that won't be it. If the market keeps going and you never stop the trade yourself and just let it keep going, then now you owe. And you're going to owe the brokerage, and they're coming for their money. Now, if you do wheat or corn or orange juice, and you didn't close that contract within the time of that 3 months or whatever, because you went on a trip or something and you forgot, they're going to hold you liable for that stuff, and they're going to send all that orange juice to your house. Like, you're going to have boxes and boxes of orange juice and cartons of orange, and they say, hey man, you owe us about $50,000, and you'd be like, I only had 5,000 in my account. Yeah, we ain't worried about all that. We want all our money, and we're gonna freeze your accounts. We're gonna come take your house. Hey, give me them shoes on your feet. They coming worse than the mob. They coming for your ankles, man. They're gonna come hit some knees now. But they're actually really and truly, they're gonna come get their money. Yeah, Minute Maid for life, right? So yeah, so it's really important that you pay very very serious attention to what's going on in your chart, how much money you're losing. Maybe want to do stop losses, right? Or have at least a alert on, say, hey, if it gets to this level, let me stop out, because then I'll be losing money, because you actually can lose more than what's here in your account. And that is very, very scary. I don't want to see that for any one of you guys. All right. I want to make sure everybody's in a good place. So that is probably the scariest thing about, yeah, that's the big drawdown. That's the scariest thing about futures, that there's no limit how much you can lose if you're not paying very good careful. But everybody here that works with us, they don't play. They this is the big thing about stop losses and stuff, that we don't play with it. So any questions on that? All right, you guys are doing good. You guys are doing good. Okay.
I thought they just take you out the trade once you hit a certain low on your account. So are you saying it goes below that?
It can go below. It can go. I mean, the brokerage may do it, but they'll let you go past your account size. So if you're at zero, they're like, okay, now you're in the negative, a negative 2,000, negative 5,000. They may take you out, but no matter how much they take you out, it's still gonna hurt, because now you got to go find money. That's a problem. You're like, I only have 5,000. Well, you owe us another 5,000, and we want it, and we're coming for it. You know, one way or the other, you're gonna take your money out your job. You're gonna give us our money. So that part sucks. So yeah, you can definitely go below that zero mark. They'll take you out. I'm sure they'll take you out, but I've never experienced that. And I'm gonna tell you one way to get around it, and that's by getting a funded account. And because they're gonna make sure that that doesn't happen to you. But we'll talk about that in the next video. This one I'm gonna do all the basics, and then the next video, if you're watching this on YouTube now, there will definitely be a link for how to make money without using your own money. Yes, Giovanni, you got to be on point with your stop losses so you don't lose more than what you're willing to. Absolutely. And that goes for any kind of trading, but definitely in futures. Definitely. An absolute must in futures when it comes to stop losses.
How are you figuring out your stop loss? Do you have something that helps you with that? Or?
We're going to go into all of that. We're going to definitely go into all of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Because actually, I think I've covered most of the absolute basics just to get like you started as far as knowing what's what. And I think we can now go into how to set up trades and stuff. You guys ready for that? And matter of fact, before I go into that, let me ask my people who are doing futures, am I missing anything about the ultimate basics on the futures? Did I cover everything I think I needed to cover? Am I missing something?
Yes, Steve, you may want to let them know that they have to buy the CME group package to even paper trade.
The real-time data. God bless your soul. Okay. So you are going to have to get real-time data for the futures. Okay. So to do that, you go up in your top left corner and go to, I want to go to home. Where's my, account and billing. So right where your name is, Spooner Steve, account and billing. Come on, hurry up. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm sharing that screen as well. I should be scared. Yeah, I can still see my screen. Yeah, I should be able to see my screen. Loading up. Okay, you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So when you scroll down, right, they're gonna ask you, account and billing, if you want to add extra stuff, the extra data subscriptions, and this CME CBOT right here, the CME group, E-minis included. You definitely want to make sure you get that. It's $7 a month, but for you to trade futures, you have to have it. That's going to give you a real-time data. All right. So that is an absolute necessary if you are choosing to get into futures. Even if you want a paper trade, you need that real-time data for the futures. All right. The least amount of money you need for trading futures, if you're going to do just micros, maybe $1,000 if you want to use your own money, but we're going to show you how not to use your own money, really and truly.
Hey Steve, can I add something?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
It's kind of going to parts of what you're about to say next about not using your own money. With the prop firms, you do not need especially if you're going to use TradingView and TradeAvate, you do not need to purchase the CME group. They will actually give that to you included. But if you're using personal money, you will have to get the CME group, whether you're using Tradeovate, any trade station stuff like that, you'll have to purchase that as well.
All right.
But if you're going on TradingView, if you do not purchase the Tradeovate one and TradeStation ones and then purchase TradingView, do not do that. Do one or the other.
Right. And if you're paper trading, you might want to get the 7. If you like, I want to get into it and I just want to paper trade it for a while first before trying to use any kind of prop firms or anything like that, then you want to get the CME group if you're going to paper trade, so that you have that real feel, because you have to have the real feel of what's happening right now, because you can't be behind on that. Yeah, I'm probably paying double too, because I didn't even know that they give it to you for free, and I'm in the prop firms for the last almost year. But yeah, but the $7 is worth it. Even if you're learning, the $7 a month is more than worth it. But thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. But if you guys already, yes, for those who are trading and futures already, y'all could probably cancel that, because they should give it to you for free. Then you don't have to pay double. Everybody clear on that? Yeah, if you're only in sim mode, yeah, you have to pay it. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Let's start trading. Y'all ready? Now, the fun part is, any style you guys have, y'all can trade however you guys trade normally, whatever strategies you're using. I'm not going to, I always show y'all my strategies, but whatever strategies y'all using on options, y'all can do right here on futures. It's just going to be more fun, because you ain't got to worry about going over to your brokerage. And if you do trade on TradingView, you can trade on Tradeovate as well, or TradeStation, NinjaTrader. But right here, for those who do use TradingView now for our options or stocks and such, you can actually trade right here on the platform, which I find to be fantastic. And there's a couple of ways that you can go about it, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one at a time. So we're in NQ. I'm going to stay right here in NQ, right? And you're going to open up this trade box here, right? We're in paper trading. We're going to open up this trade box here, and they have what's called order, and they have the DOM. I don't use the DOM, so I cannot sit here and explain DOM to you, nor am I going to try, right? I use the straight order box, okay? So in the order box, we have sell and we have buy. If we think it's going up, we click on, we make sure it's on buy. If we think it's going down, we make sure it's on sell, okay? Now, then we have these 3 that says market, limit, and stop. The market order is going to get you in the trade immediately, just like in options. But just like in options, you may have some slippage where it'll get you in a price that you be like, well, I just started and the price is right here. Why am I already down 4 or 5 ticks? That's that market order. Sometimes it gets you the best price, and sometimes it don't. But you said, I want to be in the trade right now. My thing is happening right now. I need in yesterday because I know it's about to go. And that's how you can get that, okay? When you're in the buy, the limit order. So the limit, this can get a little tricky. It took me a while to understand it. So I understand I get it if you guys, don't get it at first. So let's say, I'm gonna use these candles right here. So you see how this candle, we have this green candle here, and then this next one just kind of took off. Well, this limit order, you set it right at this level here. So let's say that's 18,562. There's a couple of ways you could do it, right? You can type in 18,562 right here at the price, 18,562, and say, hey, look, I know it went up here, but I really want it only if it comes back to 18,562. And when you put that limit order on, it will not trigger until that candle, maybe it was going back and forth, maybe it came back down, and then we say it picked me up. Perfect. It picked me up. That's where I wanted to get my buy at. Perfect. And then we can go. Fantastic. So that's how the limit order works. It will not trigger, and if it passed the price that you wanted it at, it would not trigger until it comes back to that price. And then hopefully it'll go in your continue to go back into the direction that you wanted, which in this one, it's the upside. Same thing on the sell. Let's say it broke this low level, this 3 candles here. It broke down, and we're like, oh man, it's in the middle of this candle, but I really wanted it right here at 18,570. Pop in at 18,570 and say, hey, please come back to 18,570 before you drop down hard. And if it does come back to 18,570, it'll pick you up, and then it can go forward. Everybody, it makes sense. That makes sense for everybody?
Yes.
All right, good, good, good. I want my new folks to get engaged now. All right. So that's the limit order. That's how the limit orders work. Okay. Now the stop order is different. Stop order is, hey, let me see if I can find a good one here. Matter of fact, let's go this level right here. I'm going to put a level right here. You say, hey, look, we got some support. I only want this trade, and then maybe the trade is up here, right? I only want to get into this trade if it crosses this blue line, and I want it right here at 18,538.25. One tick, just one tick, cross this line. I want it right there. And you would put that 18,538.25 and say, hey, I want to stop order right there. You hit that sell button, and you see where it says sell stop. That is going not, say the price is up here. It will not trigger, and it will not get started until it crosses that line, and then you will then be in the trade, and then it can continue on in your direction, and that's fantastic. These are how these orders work, right? Now, fun part is you don't have to necessarily type it in. You see how I have my cursor here? And I can literally put the cursor anywhere I want and say, okay, that plus sign, I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to put this. You can say, hey, sell a stop right here, which is that stop, the same stop. I can click on that, and it did the same exact thing that I did when I typed it in here, right? I can do it that way, or I can also hit the plus button and go to create new order, which will open up this box. And as you can see, it popped the price in for me right there. You can do the same thing with the limit orders. Wherever you want it, price done ran down. Oh man, I want it to come back up and pick me up before it goes back down. I want to get it right here. You can sell stop, right? I sell limit order, right? That limit order is we want it to back up and come and get us, right? Come back up here, pick us up, and then go down because it already came down here. So he's hoping it could come back and come get us. That's the limit order. And it'll pick you up there, or you can say create new order, and you see the number change, and you can say, hey, yeah, I wanted to come back, get me back there on a limit order. I wanted to pull back, come pick me up, and then you hit sell. It took me like a couple of months to figure this stuff out between that stop and that limit in the market. It took me, I was like, I can't, it's driving me crazy. But I hope I explained it halfway decent for you guys. Did that make sense?
Perfect.
I have a question. I got confused on the stop one. Is that getting you in or getting you out?
All right. So if you're now, it depends on what you're doing, right? So if you are already in a trade,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have a stop to get you out where you want it.
Okay.
Now, if you want to get into the trade and you say, hey, look, I want to wait till it crosses, like this is going up, but I wanted to get over this candle, this red candle right here. So you would actually put a stop order, a buy stop, right? And
Okay.
it says, hey, look, I don't want to get in until it crosses that line. So that's a buy stop order, right? So when it actually works, it's in your favor. Now you need a sell stop to get you out for your stop for your stop loss.
Okay.
But I got you on that there. So those are those three. That market is gets you in immediately. The limit says, hey, I want to wait for this price to pull back and pick me up because it's already past my price. And then the stop is, hey, we didn't get to that price yet, but when it gets to it, like a breakout, when it gets to this price, get me in the trade. All right, good, good, good. I'm glad you guys are getting it. That's what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure y'all get it. All right. Next is the units. So, like I said, the units are the ticks says bid, and that's that the price is the thing. Don't worry about the ticks thing. That don't mean nothing. The units are the contract size, right? How many contracts you want? You want 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units? How much money you got? Right? So that's the contract, just like options. That's simple. So now what we can do is down here, take profit and stop loss. So we can set up everything. And that's one thing I like about it. I mean, you can do it in options too, but it's a little bit more tedious. So let's say, we'll be on micros. Let's say I want a 25 tick stop loss. So let's say we're getting into this trade. If it goes above here, create new order. I want to do a buy stop, and I want 75 ticks take profit and 25 tick stop loss. Why wouldn't it let me do it? Why would it let me do it? Hold on, what did I do here? I wanted this, create new order. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. So I want 75 ticks take profit, 25 ticks stop loss, right? So what's cool about this is you're setting it up off the rip and saying, hey, look, I want to buy if it gets above this level. And just in case it gets there, if it gets back here, it'll stop me out at 25 ticks. And what's cool is it tells you exactly how much it will cost you if it hits those 25 ticks. You ain't got to do too much math. Now, another good thing is, say it didn't hit it yet, and you want to draw this down and say, well, look, I like to play structure. So if I get into that trade, I'll still want it right there, but I won't want to get out until it breaks this line down here, right? This level right here, this pivot right here. Well, that's going to be 62 ticks. So now you might have to do a little bit of math, or you can say, okay, well, let me get this order done. Let me redo this order, right? Let me modify this order and say, okay, 62 ticks is going to cost me how much? It already had it set up for you because you moved it. And this is in paper trading, y'all. And you moved it, and it says, okay, well, I'm going to lose $31. Are you okay with that? This goes into proper trade management and such, and say, hey, and risk reward, say, hey, am I okay with losing 62 ticks? Is going to be $31 for one contract? Cool. Let's say you say, I like the trade, but I want to see if I can make some more money, and I'm really able to risk $100. So maybe you do 3. Now it changes from 3 contracts, change it to the same level, you'll lose $93. And you're okay with that. So these are the kind of things you can play with. And if it's 75 ticks, fun part, now you click modify order, and it'll modify it exactly. And you can move these around as you want until it gets hit. If this buy limit gets hit, it should be a buy. I don't know why it says buy limit. It should be whatever. Once it gets hit, then the trade gets started. And the only thing you'll be able to move is the take profit and your stop loss. You can't move that there. That'll tell you how much ticks you're going at as price action is moving back and forth. And you can you can drag and drop while it's in process. So you can say, well, I did want it right there, but now I only want it if it gets right here. And then you can still move your stop loss behind it. If you want to say, hey, I only want to lose 25 ticks, 20 ticks, no matter what trade I get in, then you can say, okay, if it gets here, then I only want to lose 20 ticks. And then you just move that to 20. And I'm looking for 50 ticks, 40 ticks, 2-1 every time. You can do that too. As long as you have your entries on point and say, that's where I want it. I want it right there. Then it can go. So that's another thing that's really cool about futures, that you can do all of this prior to even getting into the trade. And you can change it around while you're in the trade as well. Let me cancel that. So you got your stop loss, your take profits, your time and force. Good thing. I just put day. I don't never do nothing else. That ain't gonna really. Most of the time, you're gonna be day trading anyway. when you're doing this. And y'all gonna see why when y'all see the money. If you also want to just get into the trade instantaneously, you have the instant buy and sell orders up here. Now, these are going to be market orders off the rip. So you want to buy something immediately, you click on the buy. I know I can't, the trading session is not, but you can get into it. And then let's say you did do a buy immediately and say, well, I don't have a stop loss. You can actually create a stop loss on the fly, right? Let's go into, matter of fact, let's go into Bitcoin just to do a little practice on how you can do that. You guys want to see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yes.
let's do it. Let's do it. What you mean I got an issue? Reconnect. Okay, I'm just gonna have to just open up another Bitcoin. You guys liking it so far? Am I doing okay? You guys learning?
You're doing great.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Amazing.
You're doing great.
As long as
Yes,
you
sir.
guys are enjoying it and learning a little something, I'm here for y'all. My computer was a little faster. My phone was just going all crazy. Let me see what they want. Okay.
Hey, Steve.
What's going on?
What's up, Steve?
What's up, Rick?
I just want to add about those instant sell and buy buttons. Um, let them know or show them how to edit the setting in the trading section, because if you don't edit a specific setting, it'll ask you a question,
Okay.
even still, to place the order.
Yes. I'm with you 110%. We're going to go over the settings on all of them right now, because that makes a lot of sense. And I want you guys to be able to see that. Thank you, Rich, because that's going to help a lot of people. Okay. So while we getting set up on creating a little, we're going to have some fun. And we're going to do this on a 1 minute. We're going to have fun on a 1 minute and a 2 minute. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So we're going to run over to the settings here at the top right. Chart settings. And we're going to go, we can do symbol and play with the symbols, but when we go to trading, right? And you see there's a buy and sell button. You want to have those. See how that disappeared just like that? You want to have those on there if you want to do immediate buy and sells, right? Instant order placement. If you don't have this instant order placement on, it's going to, if I'm correct, right, Rich? That's the one that asks you the questions. It's going to ask you, do you want to get in? Or something like that?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, if you don't have that box checked, it's basically gonna like an extra confirmation before getting in. So then you'll realize you're not getting in as fast as you want or as instant as you want. So make sure you have that button checked if you're gonna use.
perfect. Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that the notifications, if I take these notifications, I'll have it on rejection only, right? If you have all events, you're gonna get every time you get into a trade, you're gonna have a whole bunch of little boxes right here. And that's annoying to try to X out because they take forever to come off of your screen, right? So matter of fact, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So I'm gonna put it on all events for notifications right now, and I'm gonna show you something. Let me get into a trade. Let's just say we're going down, right? Let me see if it works. You see how you have this order cell right here, executed, placed, and executed? Sometimes you'll have like 8 of these boxes and they'll be covering like your screen, and you're like, I don't want to see all of that. I don't need to see all of that. I know I'm in the trade. Thank you. So what I do is I actually put that for rejections only. So if, let's say I'm out of money or something, and it says, oh, it couldn't work. Then that's the only time I'll get a box. Another thing is profit and appearance, as far as this is telling you right here, I'm just got into the trade to the downside. I'm down 206 ticks. Okay. And it's saying I can show it in ticks and I can show it in money. Right. So or percentage. Well, I like, we all like to see some money. The way I have it set up is on Bitcoin is for every tick, this move is $1. So if it moves 200 ticks, I'm down $200. It moves up 1,000 ticks, I'm up $1,000. Right? So you can go by ticks or you can go by money. Okay. And it's the same thing for futures. You can show it as such. The bracket profit and loss, it will show you that you can show it to you in ticks and monies and well. That's your stop losses and your take profits, right? So okay, anything else? Executions I have on unchecked, extended price line for positions and orders. Yes, I have that line because sometimes this line could be short. I like to have it all the way long, and my ticks values are all the way on the left hand side. I don't want it so close. Let me see what happens when I tick it off. Does that shorten it? I thought it shortened this, but that's fine. I just keep the price line on. And you can put your orders and positions on the left or on the right. So I don't really like it over here on the right where price action is right then and there. So I like to put it on the left. You can put it in the center if you want, but that's just what I like to do. You guys can play with this and do what you want. Some of y'all like to see the money, so y'all can look at the money or y'all can look at the ticks. It's up to you. And right now we up 1,800 ticks. See, we picked the right side going down because we're in a downtrend. We go down, yay. So that's $1,700 real quick on Bitcoin. Now, if you're paper trading and you want to get your practice on and say, hey, I want to put a stop loss, you can drag this stop loss. Let's say I want to do a stop loss right here. And I want to do a take profit if it gets to this level right here. And I can drag it and I'm done. I can let this trade play. I can go get some lunch. I can go, do whatever I want, and it's going to do one or two things. It's going to win or it's going to lose. And that's the fun part about futures too. You can really set it and forget it in a sense if you already have your bracket orders. And these are your bracket orders set up. Everybody understand?
Yes.
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 Perfect. Brandy, I got your text message. Thank you. I'm thinking about breaking it up in the edit, in the back of the edit, probably do some videos in between. All right. I feel like I'm missing something. Everything I wrote down, I went over. Any general questions? No, this is just for an example, Giovanni. This is just an example. I usually trade Bitcoin during the weekends and such in the evening sometimes for practice. So this is just for an example of how to actually execute some of these trades. And fun part is, I forgot to, I'm glad I said that. I'm glad you said that. You can move your stop loss into profit. Let me get to profit. I'm gonna make at least $530. And see it going back up on me. You can move it into profit that'll get you out of your trade by dragging it into profit. And then, so if it comes back on you, you got it and you was up a couple of dollars, it comes back, you don't have to lose any money. You can lock in something, right? Now, some people say, hey, I want to let my trade run and let it be a 2-to-1. That's fine. If that's how you trade, that's great. In futures, sometimes we like to lock in some profits. So you can do that by moving your stop loss into profit and making sure you collect some money. We're going to go over prop firms and how to make your own money, how to make some money using other people's money. I'm going to do that in the next video. That's going to be, the link is going to be somewhere around, here, there, down for me or something. But I think right here is good for intro. Do you guys feel like you got a good handle on this, on the beginnings of futures?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. I want to make sure y'all.
Yes.
Right. Perfect. Well, all right, YouTube. Hey, listen, we over here at Cheat Code. Say, come on over. It's free. Come hang out with us. Come learn a couple things, and enjoy. If you enjoy trading or you want to really get to learn how to trade, we'll go over strategies and stuff on other videos that I have here on my YouTube channel. But you definitely come to some of the classes that we have here at Cheat Code and come hang out with the people that love trading as much as you do. And it's a great community, So I will see y'all on the next video where we're going to be going over how to make money in futures using other people's money. I love it. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one. Later, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Steve.
you.
Thank you, Steve.